fantastic to know. I've got a question for Marion, and forgive me whoever's put this question because I'm having trouble reading it, but realizing ambition, I think it is, has been embraced by our ELC practitioners, but many of the P1, P2 teachers have spoken to have not yet engaged with it. Is there a plan to spread the word further into the early level schools, especially to teachers with very little training or experience in early years and play pedagogy? Right, Marion, that's for you.
Thank you, Claire. What I can say is that that's actually happening. That's that paradigm shift that I mentioned. We are already picking up a lot of engagement in the early stages of primary schools and beyond. A recent engagement just this very week, I did a Q&A session with one of the education authorities, and one of the questions was around how to use the guidance with a composite primary 5, 6, 7. So it's happening, and I know that my colleagues within Education Scotland are heavily involved in locality work, and they are engaging on a regular basis, either in bespoke work for specific schools or settings, but also more generally at perhaps cluster level, or picking up on particular themes. And it's around play, it's around how to take the early level and make sure that we are true to the early level as it was described, but actually using play as pedagogy. So it is happening, and I know that there's lots of excellent practice out there that's happening. I'm saying excellent, we're not actually been there, so that whole triangulation bit, I might be putting my neck out in the noose here. But you would see on one of my slides a very nice photograph of Collington, and that was a Being Me tree that was being used. So it's out there. Please use your Twitter connections to find out what's happening.
Jane, have you got any thoughts on this about, concerns about teachers' lack of training experience with the younger set?
Oh, it's a really valid comment. I suppose as a original primary teacher myself, I'm very aware of that, and I think, as we've heard today, professional learning is so important. So the fact that you're here today for that person raising the question is a wonderful start. But there's so much we can take from all the presenters and speakers today in terms of how to take that forward. But we can think about that in Early Years Scotland as well, and we collaborate closely with Marion and the team at Education Scotland, and we can think about how we could maybe support some sessions coming up with regard to primary teachers in that way, because it's so important for the early level. And you're right, whoever raised that question, we don't want this issue in the past where children move into early primary and it's so different for them. So we do want that pedagogy of play and that practice to move right through the early level. It's so important for our youngest children. So we'll think about that as well in terms of Early Years Scotland.